it's approaching the supreme moment. Reality striking closer than it seems, don't it? Go ahead.
What's good? So this was requested quite a bit from you guys, and I do have a couple other units that I'm working on that hopefully I'll be posting later today. But this is the Super Physical type Kaioken Goku, which is a very good unit, and since we do have Goku's lineage now, a lot of people wanted to see this unit tested out. So the version I have is at 89%, so pretty close, one dupe away from Rainbow, so very little difference between being at 100% at that point. So I figured it'd be good to go ahead and showcase this unit. So as always, let's cover the stats a little bit. And this dude is a badass. I mean, this guy can hit like a truck. So let's go ahead and cover the stats and explain why. So leader skill is Super Physical type, plus 2 Ki, HP, attack, and defense increase of 90%. So decent leader skill to utilize in like a battlefield setting type deal. Super attack will greatly raise attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy. The passive skill is an attack and defense increase of 80% plus an additional attack increase of 20% with each attack received, max of 120%. So that is where you're seeing that hell of a climb in his damage potential as well as attack output. Link skills, you're looking at Z Fighters, that's 15% to attack, All in the Family's defense increase of 15%. Saiyan Warrior Race, 700 to attack, Kamehameha, 2500 to attack when SA is launched. Shocking Speed, plus 2 Ki, Prepare for Battles, plus 2 Ki, and finally Fierce Battle is 15% to attack. He evolves into 4 categories: Planet, Namek Saga, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, and Goku's Lineage. At 100% potential, you're looking at stats of 12,913 for HP, attack will be 13,948, defense is 8,921, 12 Ki Multiplier is 140%. Also, the good thing about this unit is you can actually farm his SA from the story event for the Lord Slug. So since that story has a drop unit for the SSR Kaioken Goku, you could easily use that to get a 50% drop. You do get a bonus drop rate based on bringing in, I think it was Namek Saga category units. So definitely a good way to farm the SA and save Elder Kais and whatever. So again, this unit is within the Goku's Lineage category team, and it's definitely a little bit easier to build teams around this guy because a lot more units that do share similar link skills, a little bit more versatility options with the units to select. For this video, I did link him up with the Strength Ultimate Gohan. For the most part, tends to work out the best with that link setup, and he does perform pretty good levels with that. So again, he does have the ability to increase attack by 20% for every attack received. So in that sense, you do have to put him in harm's way. However, he does have the ability to increase defense by 80% as part of that passive as well. So he's got the ability to defend relatively good. So it definitely does help putting him, again, in harm's way and making sure that he does get attack in order to get the maximum attack increase of up to 120%. So you do see other units included on here. I think there's probably like 2 or 3 support type units. The Team Gohan unit, or Youth Gohan actually, and the LR Goku unit that you get from Super Battle Road. There should be maybe one more on the rotation. I don't remember. I think it is actually the physical type Super Saiyan 2 Team Gohan actually. So you definitely are seeing some help, but I did try to keep in rotations where there were some without any support units on. That way you get also a perspective without any support in that particular rotation. So again, even though the first 2 battles in the Boss Rush 7 is with type advantage, for the most part, he does, defend pretty well against other types as well. Even type at disadvantage, he does have the ability to defend relatively well. I mean, he'll take hits, but it's a lot more sustainable and acceptable than some of the other units. So again, that 80% increase to defense definitely does help that tremendous ability to get the attack up there. So looks like about 553,000 in terms of attack potential as of right now, and I don't even know if it's at the maximum boost of 120% on top of all that, but 3 million potentially. So it's definitely a very good number, and this is one of those cases where Bandai definitely did it right, or I guess Akatsuki in a way too, of developing a unit. This unit is very solid, and well-rounded, I would say. Has a very good attack capability as well as the defensibility, and plus the links are pretty decent for the most part. You can link him up with a lot of different type of units, and he'll do well just in that environment. So I think in that sense, this guy's a very good unit. Keep in mind, he only does have supreme damage, not immense, and I think the ability from the passive skills to increase attack as well as the super attack ability to greatly raise attack for one turn definitely does help offset that little limitation, if you can even call it a limitation, because he definitely does a good job masking that. So imagine if this guy had actually immense damage. It would have been way too crazy, I guess. So yeah, very, very good unit. Again, I did get requests on this unit to be showcased with the new category, so here we are. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. Again, it all just comes down to putting him in harm's way and making sure that power creep takes effect. Otherwise, I think the base is probably about 1.4, 1.5 million potential, I think, based on a given rotation. So even at that point, he's still pretty good. The fact that he can get it up there of at least 3 million is definitely a suggestion that this guy's very good. And it's pretty common knowledge at this point. I think a lot of people, most people, know how good this unit is. So I think it's more or less just showcasing this unit on the brand new category and see how he does. The full power team or category is definitely pretty decent, and you do get the 170% boost overall, or not overall, but at least the attack side with the Super Saiyan Broly lead. But there's definitely a lot more limitations in terms of team building. Now you could easily make a team, right? It's not overly difficult, but it's clear as day that Goku's lineage has more options available to you, where you can actually build teams that are much more tailored to being linked up with this Kaioken Goku unit. So I think in terms of feasibility and functionality, this category is definitely the better out of the two for this Goku unit. Yeah, so again, it's pretty clear that this unit is very good, and again, most people know this. So just kind of wanted to do an updated video on this unit and just kind of provide some updated damage output, as well as getting the attack capabilities up there. Again, I did include some supports within certain rotations. I try to keep it to where there weren't more than one support unit in the rotation. Now there might have been one or two maybe recordings out of it, but for the most part, try to keep it at the minimum, a little bit more, I guess, realistic. He doesn't even need the help, really. Like, he's definitely pretty good. Now, with the type disadvantage setting, he's obviously going to hit for a lot less without the critical. However, it's still pretty good output. Again, the defense is also something that's very valuable as well. He'll take damage, but nowhere close to some of the levels that some of the other units will. So I think in that regard, this guy's very solid. And again, I do have a few other couple of units that I do plan on doing showcases for. Hopefully I can get those up later today, so depending on my schedule, we'll see how things go with that. But I was actually playing around with this unit last night and just decided to record some footage. I personally haven't had a chance to test them out on Goku's Lineage category up until then, so when I was going through the recording, yeah, this guy was definitely very surprising. I wouldn't say surprising, but he definitely didn't disappoint, I guess is probably the best way to put it. So we'll go ahead and activate the 18 Ki with Goku here. That way we get the boost from the super attack as well. You've got actually two supports in this rotation, so we'll see how his output potential is here. So defensively, he's definitely pretty good. I mean, you're taking probably less than 1,000 at that point with type disadvantage. So, you know, certainly not bad. We'll see how this Dokkan mode attack is. Fortunately, there's type advantage against the Vegeta unit, and it should be pretty exciting to see what kind of numbers we see here. You've got pretty good link setups. The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan unit is providing that 35% to both attack and defense, so definitely helpful there. Should boost up the damage output a little bit here. The card art for this unit is pretty tight too. I do like the design for it itself. So again, overall, I think this unit was definitely very well crafted. It's a solid unit, you know, and fortunately, I was able to pull like a lot of copies of it, so you know, definitely helpful with that. But again, this is the showcase for the Kaioken Goku video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. As always, thanks for watching.